Mike Gallagher.
Another debate? I don't think so. No, not going to happen. I hope Trump doesn't capitulate. I don't think he will. I think President Trump knows he's winning, and the only person that wants to debate is the person who's behind. Kamala's internals must be horrible. And forget the internals. Look at the New York Times today, kind of nervously posting an article about Trump winning and expanding his lead in the battleground states, which is where it matters. I mean, let me just ask you directly. You think Trump should agree to go back to CNN, where you know they're going to absolutely ambush him? They laid look. The first CNN debate was fine because they wanted Biden out as much as Trump wants to defeat the Democrats. So spare me any platitudes for Dana Bash and what's his name. Bottom line, Jake Tapper. They will absolutely try to crucify Trump. There's nothing to be gained by another debate. She doesn't have the courage to go to, if she's too big of a coward to go to Fox News, then guess what? Bye-bye. No debate. Why should he waste his time? He's winning. He's expanding when the New York Times, in their own poll, shows him expanding his lead in the battleground states, that's really, really something. Do you realize how far ahead of the game he is from 2020 or even 2016? Now, nothing's in the bag. Lots of shenanigans. Could be in the offing. But I still very much like our chances. Jim's in Montana. Jim, you're on the Mike Gallagher Show. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing well.
Good.
So I'm not concerned about Trump capturing the votes needed to win, but what concerns me, and I haven't heard much talk about, is what's being done to combat the potential cheating, such as last election.
There's a lot being done, especially in the battleground states. State after state has enacted all kinds of rules and all kinds of laws and all kinds of and there are election monitors coming out your ears. And believe me, nobody's taking the election for granted. But the potential for cheating is right now and I'm glad you brought it up. Let's dive into some of the steps that the red states and the battleground states are taking to ensure election integrity. That and a whole lot more. Good point. I'm glad you brought it up. 800-655-MIKE. Again, I don't want to be cocky. I'm pretty confident. I like our chances. How about you? 800-655-MIKE. So going into the break at the bottom, we were talking about changes in each swing state that could affect the outcome of the election. Court systems, state legislatures are involved, as the Washington Examiner reports. And the Washington Examiner put together the top changes to election laws and ongoing legal challenges in each swing state. Arizona. Arizona is the epicenter of election integrity lawsuits and lingering scrutiny from Republicans. They've made key changes from 2020, notably in Maricopa County. The county was already under a microscope and the subject of election integrity following the 2020 election. So now, and it was reported that the county's printers were operating at such a high level in 2022 that they weren't printing the timing marks needed on the ballots to be tabulated. So to prevent this from happening in 2024, they got all new printers. They held a mock election to conduct a stress test of the printers. The state also has several legal cases over the state's voting system currently playing out that could have ramifications. A big win has been that the Supreme Court ruled the state can enforce proof of U.S. citizen registration requirements for state and local races. Also, the Arizona Republican Party chairwoman, Gina Swoboda, has asked the state Supreme Court to overturn executive orders from Katie Hobbs, that radical leftist governor, over allegations that she overstepped her authority. They're also North Carolina, absentee ballots in North Carolina were supposed to hit the mailboxes starting Friday, September 6th, but an ongoing legal dispute over whether RFK Jr. should be on the ballot has delayed voting. On Monday, the North Carolina Supreme Court ordered that ballots be reprinted without Kennedy's name in a further, delay, but a win that's a victory for Donald Trump. North Carolina, very important state. And there's all kinds of election integrity measures being enforced there. Pennsylvania. There have been changes, such as a lower court ruling last week that counties need to notify voters if their ballots are at risk of being rejected. There could be thousands of ballots that would have otherwise been thrown out. Judges in Washington County approved a lawsuit Friday that requires county officials to notify voters if their mail-in ballots are at risk of being rejected. I mean, just on and on. Michigan, every state, there are real stringent changes being made. And look, Hugh Hewitt wrote a book a long time ago, years ago. If it isn't close, they can't cheat. If it isn't close, they're not going to be able to cheat. And I have a quiet confidence, a growing optimism that voters are going to vote overwhelmingly for Donald Trump and the Republicans. 800-655-MIKE. Mary's in Charlotte, North Carolina. Hi, Mary. How are you?
Hi, good. Hi, Mike. How are you?
I'm great. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
You bet. You bet.
I want
What's
to tell
up?
you something about President Trump. I am 71 years old, Mike. He is the greatest president in my lifetime. I can't tell you. He is not a politician, and that's why all the politicians don't want to see him elected, because he actually solves problems. And they don't like that, because then they can't use that problem for their next running event.
Right.
They want to stay in power forever.
You bet. You bet. Well, thankfully, with the will of the people, we're not going to let that happen. God willing, we're going to get there. Thank you so much for joining us. 800-655-MIKE. Gil in Atlanta. Hey, Gil, welcome. How are you?
Hey, Mike. Okay, I have a great suggestion for the format for perhaps another debate with Harris and Trump. No moderators. Show it on all the channels. One person gets to ask a question. The other person has 5 minutes to respond. Then the other person gets to ask a question back.
Yeah.
5 minutes to respond.
No,
No moderators, no referees.
You think she'd ever go along with that? You think
No,
she'd ever agree?
But it would probably not.
Never.
But
Yeah. But I get you. I mean, look, there's a lot of things we could be doing. There's a lot of things never going to happen. She wants to go back into the friendly confines of CNN. She wants the deck stacked in her favor again. He has no business going back there. He doesn't need to go within a million miles of another CNN debate. Forget it. The debates are over. They need to be over. Now we're in the home stretch, and let each candidate continue to present their case to the American people. But right now, you look at Trump again, New York Times Siena poll, September 17th through the 24th. The New York Times, he's winning in Arizona. He's winning in Georgia. He's winning in North Carolina. He's winning. She knows it. And that's why you got these cringy moments with Tampon Tim pretending to, change the carburetor. And you got her surrounded by teleprompters with a friendly Oprah Winfrey. It's not going to work. American people are going to reject it. I feel very, very good. I really do believe that Trump is gaining ground. And we just got to be eyes wide open, heads down, register, vote every way you can. If you want to vote mail-in ballot, early vote, fine, whatever it takes. We got to get her done. 800-655-MIKE.
We're now on Pluto TV. Find Salem News Channel on Pluto and watch The Mike Gallagher Show every day.